Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Club Vibes with you, as always, myself, Vibin. Got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. This is our segment we like to get together, kind of talk about some other things that we see going on, kind of in like social media, but kind of behind the scenes. We like to kind of dig into it a little bit more. Some of the things that we may see on Twitter that we don't really get to discuss in our daily news, we can kind of bring those topics up here and have a little bit more of a discussion and a debate, or just kind of like put some strings together and see what we can build. But today we're going to be jumping into a real interesting topic. We've been both kind of looking at Tron a little bit here lately, and seeing some of the moves that Justin's been making. And we've been like I've seen a lot of things on Twitter where people are saying that he's running from his responsibility. You see other people saying that, hey, look, he's just moving on to the next best thing, right? And as for me personally, I kind of thought that, hey, maybe he was seeing something coming down the pipeline that could be regulatory, and then maybe it wasn't in agreement with it and wanted to take a step back. But with some of the new news that was coming out, we kind of we pieced together some interesting things, and we want to bring it to you guys' attention today. But before we get into it all today, I'll let Scott have a mic for a second, kind of tell you a little bit about himself, and then we'll jump right into it.
Yeah, Scott, of course, part of Asia blockchain community. Excited to be here and part of Blockcast, of course. And I'm excited about this topic because I think there's some relevance behind this with a lower where the price of Tron is right now. Not financial advice or anything, but people are looking at it in the wrong way. And sometimes I think people have a tendency to analyze a project wrong, or the way that a person steps away from the project wrong. So I think, yeah, we're definitely going to talk about this. I'll let Vibin start out, and then I'll enter in with an interesting article that I found that was written by him or part of the Tron project. And then, yeah, we'll go from there.
Before we get started, guys, just want to give a disclaimer. As always, none of this that we're giving today is for financial advice. This all for purely entertainment purposes. We are in no shape, form, or fashion associated with the Tron ecosystem or the team, representing Tron. We're just like you guys, just everyday crypto advocates, kind of doing homework, maybe digging a little bit deeper into some articles that you guys are, and kind of go on to elaborate a little bit what Scott was just saying, was that people look at these price charts and they think about it all wrong when you think about mass adoption and all across the world. 5 cent could be cheap here, but 5 cent around the world isn't the same value, right? So sometimes we got to kind of take those things into consideration. One of the articles that I had recently read that was in Bloomberg, the headline read, Crypto Caribbean Tron founder to become diplomat for Grenada. So Justin Tron, you guys, you've been hearing about it a lot, that he kind of took a step back, or I think it's a more appropriate term, like took a step to the side recently with Tron, to kind of work on some things and becoming a diplomat for some, Caribbean governments and the World Trade Organization in Geneva. So, he's been talking about doing that, for since probably about 2019, I would imagine. But this is just go on to show that he's pushing, to get into these countries to kind of and working with the actual government to kind of introduce cryptocurrency, and then introduce his cryptocurrency, or maybe not his cryptocurrency anymore, but to introduce layer ones like Tron, and it could these things could be used for gambling, gaming apps, everyday purchases, sending money, so a lot of these things take places in these Caribbean countries, and it costs a lot of money. And I think that what he's trying to do is just kind of get in there and talk to these big dogs and tell them, hey, look, we can get this done for a little bit cheaper. We can cut out these middlemen here. And you guys could probably take a little bit more of this pie, and then the users of this cryptocurrency that's been supporting it for years, they're going to get a little bit of this as a reward. And I think that's what he's leading. But one of the things that reads here, it says our crypto industry has got into the stage. We really need sovereign states and regulatory agencies and organizations to recognize the potential and the benefits of blockchain technology. And he said that's why I think I will focus lots of my energy to try to push blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. The importance of all of this is in developing countries and developing states as well. I will also promote new technologies and development in Grenada. So looks like, he's already there. I don't know exactly why he chose to choose the Caribbean, but he said that, the Caribbean has huge potential to become a very good place for entrepreneurship. And could also be the next Singapore, is what he said. The reason is, he says Caribbean states are very close to the United States, which I think is very important. But it's also important to know if you're not in the U.S., but it's also important you are not in the U.S. Oh, okay. So if you're in the U.S., you're going to fall into the very strict regulation, also taxation. And in the U.S. regulatory environment, that's not good for cryptocurrency. So kind of looks like he's kind of figuring out like, hey, look, we can be close to the state, kind of get into, some of that money tied into the states, and do that without having to be regulated because, we're not exactly in the states, but close enough to them. So I think this is very interesting. And we'll probably go a little bit more deeper into it, but that was just kind of the start of my headlining. And one of the things I was reading, and I'll let Scott tell you what he was reading, and then we'll kind of tell you guys what we formulated from it all.
So here is a letter right from the Tron DAO. It says, Justin Sun's open letter to the community on Tron's decentralization and his personal journey. What I would say is it does talk about ending 3 of the nodes, I think, and then 4 nodes got ended, which were all actually Justin's nodes. So he stepped away from that and ended those nodes so that it was fully decentralized, like he was mentioning. So Justin, Sun, Tron, BitTorrent, and uTorrent have officially withdrawn from Tron's rank of super representatives this month. Now the entire Tron network is run by 27 super representatives. But the big thing is at the end of the actual article, and this is kind of what I got out of it. I'll read the first or the last 2 paragraphs, but I have no doubt that Tron has embarked on a new phase of true decentralization. As an ordinary member of the Tron community, I shall humbly await and witness Tron's future development. I am thrilled that I have also entered a new chapter in my life. With my new position under Grenada and the World Trade Organization, I am in a better position to help promote the close collaboration between the blockchain industry and international organizations. I believe that blockchain technology will one day become the enabler of a decentralized financial infrastructure for all people. Its fruition is only a matter of time, but through our efforts, we can make this day come as soon as possible. So let's embrace the future together. So you hear that last line, we can. So he's saying to Tron, we can make this day come as soon as possible. So he's basically saying, you guys, I'm going to Grenada to pump Tron to the government and move a decentralized financial system into Grenada. That is my opinion. The good part about it is it also talks here to elaborate. It's time to forge closer collaboration between the blockchain industry and international sovereign states. With this in mind, I recently accepted the invitation and appointment of the Grenada government to officially serve as the ambassador, permanent representative of Grenada to the World Trade Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. In the future, I will be working in a full capacity to represent Grenada's national interests, fight for the interests of developing countries, and promote the development of blockchain industry and digital economy to the World Trade Organization. So that is why he went to Grenada. Them being a member of the World Trade Organization is huge. He is having other island nations actually start to reach out to him as well. So I think word of mouth is getting out quickly. What he has planned and what they're doing in these countries, I don't think want to miss out on it. So they're jumping onto that train. So I have a feeling this isn't a short-term play either. Once this starts to roll out, I think it's going to be fairly fast and it will surprise everybody when it happens. But you're getting the first words from us. I think not financial advice, but I have a feeling it's coming.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes to we jumped into this and we looked at it and was like, hey man, why would he withdraw from Tron, right? And why would he be trying to get involved in some kind of government in Grenada, right? And he's always been big on decentralization, right? So when you think with people acting or getting into bed, so to say, with government parties, you kind of think about it and like, man, they're losing their decentralized side, and here he is. He's not interacting with the U.S. authorities or regulatory authorities. He's going to, other countries, and Grenada just so happened to be the one that he picked. Uh, and to see him say, he's going to be stepping away from, Tron. I mean, guys, he owns 4% of Tron, and Tron is worth $8.8 billion. So it's clearly not about money, right? And like, it's not about money. So I think what he is trying to do is we've seen this model work before, where people in the Chinese community put together an ICO, get some funds together, and they go into countries like Africa, is where some of the places got started, put some digital currencies out there. It's been a little bit of test net, and it's been real successful in countries like Nigeria. It's been successful in a lot of other provinces, and he's taken that same model, and he's like, hey, I'm going to replicate this in Grenada, and we're gonna basically go over here, put Tron out there, and we're gonna succeed and making it a currency in this country.
Well, and I've been reading online when I was actually looking into the Tron stuff. There is a stable coin that I believe that they're forming in Grenada or working on. And on top of that, it's not just so much that they're able to switch it to Tron. There's a way that I was reading how the stable coin could be wrapped kind of over to Tron. So I'd have to find the articles again. I did find them earlier, and I wish I kept them. But I mean, if that's the case, why are these stable coins? Well, for one, he's probably one of the ones that promoted Grenada to get a stable coin for itself or for the Caribbean countries. And then on top of it, then the wrapped Tron would be interesting if that's a case that that's a way they get people to buy into it, is through that stable coin. But who knows? I guess we're going to see in the next little while what really happens.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to see. And that recently you've seen FTX exchange relocate to the Bahamas, and other island nations have been seeking for innovation. And Barbados is another interesting one. And they recently opened an embassy to Decentraland in Barbados, and Puerto Rico has become the U.S. tax haven for crypto wealthy. So I think as we start seeing these island nations, you start seeing people get into these island nations and get to meet with some of these government officials. They're going to go in there and plead their case that they could come about and help make good change, and use the world to do it. I think you're going to see an explosion in this. I'm happy to definitely report this with you guys first.
Yeah, and I did find the article in the end. So it talks about the stablecoin and digital payment infrastructure developed by global fintech company BIT has publicly launched by the government-owned National Bank of Belize in the Central American country. MBB users can now download and sign up to use the BIT developed digital wallet and stablecoins to make financial customer-to-customer, customer-to-business, and business-to-business transactions, pay bills, and offer secure e-commerce transactions for merchants. And this is in Barbados that they're talking about National Bank of Belize, but I'm pretty sure that Belize is fairly close to Barbados. So yeah, I just find that interesting. Like, it's a Central American coin, they're calling it, right? So yeah, and you can see even here in 2020, there was an article about Trinidad looking into stable coins as well. So I mean, there's lots of talk of it, and Tron going there would definitely give the ability to learn. And the other thing is too, like a voting mechanism like it would be only beneficial. You can't see Tron saying, no, we're not going to take on Barbados if they come into our project. That would be silly for the users to vote that out of the project. So I can only see potential success in this in the next while. So yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
I think they got to definitely peg it to a stable coin. At the end of the day, if they're going to want the U.S. to be involved in any kind of regulation comes down, I think stable coins are going to be one of the coins that are allowed to still be used. So I think, having that stability or having it pegged to that stable coin will give a lot more different users around the world the option to buy it. Because then you could you can factor in all the foreign exchange in different countries that could purchase in. But without getting too deep into this one today, guys, this is kind of what we wanted to bring to you guys' attention. See what you guys think about it. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know your thoughts about the topic on hand. And I know that we'll probably dig into this one a little bit more here in the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Let's figure out how deep this rabbit hole goes. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good day.
Until next time, guys.
Bye for now.
Peace.
Bye-bye.